and welcome to ISTV English News. I'm Dhanya. Let's take a look at the top story first. Government trying to increase taxable items so as to increase resource. CM Ibobi informs House. The news in detail. Chief Minister O. Ibobi today said that the government is trying to increase the taxable items so as to increase the resource of the state. The Chief Minister said this while replying to questions and suggestions raised by the opposition MLAs on the floor of the House during the general discussion on the budget estimate today. Chief Minister O. Ibobi yesterday tabled the state budget estimate of Rs 9,687.82 crore in the Manipur Legislative Assembly. He further said that the government is observing the method of taxation in other states of the Northeast so that it can help the state government in finalizing the state tax system. Tripura collects tax higher than Manipur. When the resource of the state gets better, the state cannot remain dependent on the center. We have to try to make it self-sufficient. If the infrastructure under construction is completed, then the state could be compared to those developed states, he said. Bringing up the land use policy, Chief Minister Ibobi said that the government is considering the efficacy of forming a committee that will look into the issue of people using cultivable land for other purposes than cultivating agricultural crops, and that permission from the appropriate authority should first be acquired before using the land for other purposes. In states like Kerala, those who use arable land for other purposes without getting permission from the authority are sentenced to 7 years imprisonment. The Chief Minister said that among 100 smart cities selected in India, Manipur has got one, and that will be set up near Moreh town. For this, the government is trying to acquire 3,000 acres of land and is negotiating over the land. However, acquiring land is not an easy task. Meanwhile, the cement factory at Hundung in Ukrul district failed to operate because of the never-ending disturbances created by everyone knows who. Even at present, there are a number of entrepreneurs and industrialists who are ready to invest money in the factory and to run the limestone industry there. But nobody can do business there as long as the disturbances are not done away with. Therefore, in order to keep such disturbances from the factory, let's sit together and discuss how to protect from these disturbances. Chief Minister Ibobi told the opposition, particularly MLA Samuel Risom, who raised the issue of the limestone resources in the state. Health Minister Phumzathang Tonsing today told the House that the license of Ajay Traders, which was found adulterating mustard oil, had been cancelled and efforts are being made to punish those guilty. The minister was replying to a call attention motion moved by the Trinamool Congress Legislature Party leader Dr. I. Ibohalbi in the Manipur Legislative Assembly today. Moving the call attention motion, Dr. Ibohalbi said he was shocked to see the media reports that edible oil and betel nuts worth about Rs 60 lakh had been seized during a check in the godown of Ajay Traders located at Mantripukri on June 9. There is no guarantee that such adulteration would not have been done in other essential items as well, Dr. Ibohalbi said. We have been consuming such poisonous adulterated food items for years. Therefore, it is highly suspicious that if attempts are being made to annihilate the whole society, the MLA said, and drew the attention of the Health Minister to this rather shocking issue. Health Minister Phumzathang Tonsing said the license of the Ajay Traders belonging to one Molchan Pawa has been cancelled and his shop has been closed. The seized samples of the items had been sent to the laboratory for test. Its result has also been received. The government will not let the guilty scot-free. The government has identified another 3 shops and is trying to take action against them too, the minister said. Assistant Professor of Economics Department, Manipur University, Dr. Chinglen Maisnam has said that the estimated budget presented by Chief Minister Okram Ibobi in the House yesterday was a low expenditure and curtailed budget. Such kind of budget had never been presented in the House before. He said this while talking to the ISTV News today.
Manipur budget 2014-15 asi koi manglap chatta mukta oikidriba mongda cross ligna tawwa adugumba contractionary budget ni India ki state amatta da asum makalgi koi expenditure compression gi chang si wang basi ai thengajade aduna ibobigi koi budget asi khwaidagi hena koi expenditure compress tawba aduma contractionary budget ni habisi masimai hana thamjage.
He further said, compared to the budget estimate of 2013-14, rupees 200 crore has been curtailed in this year's budget. Reducing budget in every department will surely hinder development. This year's budget will astonish everyone in the world.
Asum makhalgi contractionary oiba suma budget sina pigedoriba amida pigedoriba si kaino hay matamda masina ai job loss growth ki mayonda na hena ai changsin gani na khale aduga masina koi hairiba madudi kaino hay matamda asumai na compression ki changsi asuyam na wanga basi pokta koi economy ki growth rate se masi koi double digit yogani kaina asata basi ai khanjabada koi economics ki theory amatana support toidaba koi malem ki koi akhang ai pulamangna koi yengbada
Speaking further, he said, since this year's budget controls expenditure, it will give a bad impact on the financial status. According to the budget estimates, the departments have to put their hands on their heads. Ministers are going to suffer from serious headache and no development work can be implemented, he added.
Yamna expenditure control tawbaromda hena changhin gibana maram oidana kogi masina magi employment adu income generation social welfare program adu social security da yamna chauna negative impact ama pi bhai besa masi sojabani aduna lakadaba kogi sigi chathariba current fiscal year sa masi madi koi manipur gi khwaidigi waba koi sentungi koi samaisya se koi nangani na khale.
Moving on to some national and international news now. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has favoured broadening of the special and privileged strategic partnership with Russia in nuclear, defence and energy sectors and invited President Vladimir Putin to visit Kudankulam Atomic Power Project during his trip in December. The two leaders met for 40 minutes on the sidelines of the BRICS summit late last night after their Monday meeting was deferred because of Putin's engagements in Brazil's capital, Brasilia. The Tamil Nadu government has stepped in after the row over a Madras High Court judge and two advocates being refused entry into the Tamil Nadu Cricket Association club for wearing dhotis. Chief Minister Jayalalitha has said that she will not hesitate to cancel licenses of the clubs which indulge in such acts. She made a statement in the State Assembly on Wednesday saying the act is against the Tamil culture and tradition. She went on to say that such an incident taking place 67 years after independence is unfortunate. Calling the ban sartorial despotism, Jaya has sought an explanation from the TNCA club. She also said that her government will enact a law to end ban on dhoti in private clubs. After the government urged the Union Public Service Commission to postpone the Civil Services Preliminary Exam, the issue was raised in Parliament today. Minister of State for Personnel Jitendra Singh made a statement in the Lok Sabha assuring that no aspirant will be discriminated because of language. However, MPs from Bihar and Uttar Pradesh have rejected the statement and want a discussion on the issue. The opposition has pushed for a change in the exam format. The government has said that a committee will look into the complaints from aspirants that the test puts Hindi-speaking students at a disadvantage. The Supreme Court has issued a notice to all states and union territories on the concept of living will or euthanasia. The notice comes in reply to a plea filed by an NGO which allows every person to sign away his right to live and die with dignity in case they are declared medically vegetative. The NGO says the will could be written and registered by a person when he is hale and hearty to deal with any eventuality which may not allow him to die with dignity. The centre has opposed the concept of living will. Passive euthanasia is a form of suicide which cannot be allowed, the centre argued. The Apex Court has appointed former Solicitor General T.R. Andhyarujina as amicus curiae to assist it in the case. In a major ceasefire violation, Pakistani Rangers today opened heavy fire at Indian border outposts along the international border in Jammu district, leaving 4 BSF personnel injured. Pakistani Rangers resorted to unprovoked firing on forward Pital border outpost along IB in Arnia forward area of RS Pura in Jammu district around 11:15 hours a BSF officer said. And now let's take a look at the top story once again. Government trying to increase taxable items so as to increase resource, CM Ibobi informs House. Thanks for joining us, and for more news updates, do stay tuned.